off early.
Yes, it did.
Very good. Very good. Well, welcome, everyone. I was not anticipating to be on the
How?
screen at that moment, but we
Right.
are here. Welcome to Across the Board, everyone. Sponsored by MoneyBall Metrics. You have your normal Monday team here today. You have myself, Alpha Dog Bets, here with my guy, JD, from Line Movers, and below us, I don't even know how to fucking describe him. We have Hefe. We have Hefe from Hefe Picks. Hefe, I'll start with you. In the mobile cam for now. Maybe changing in a few moments. How are you today?
Doing great, guys. Happy Monday. Holiday week has started off with a bang. Yesterday's slate was a fun and interesting one, depending on where you laid. I'm excited to talk about it.
Yeah, me too. Over to JD. JD, how are you today, bro?
Doing good, man. Doing good. Definitely a little bit tired. Ready to get some sleep. We just made a 13-hour drive. And just getting settled in. So yeah, man. But yeah, definitely excited to actually be here and go over those games.
You did. Fun fact, I don't even think you know this yet, but Hefe is actually on his way to you, driving another 13 hours to make it directly to you. So we're all excited to see
Awesome.
that.
And I'm about 12 hours and 56 minutes away.
Gentlemen, you know what the show's all about on a Monday. We recap the NFL, what we saw over the weekend. So let's not waste any more time. You guys ready to dive into the weekend recap?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Well, I fucked up and didn't put the video at the top, so that's on me today. Let me find the little graphic that we have for the weekend recap. Friday video. It's gonna take. Let me tell you something, JD. We got a lot of videos here.
We do.
There it is. We got the weekend recap. And what's up, Stetsy boy? We appreciate it, bro. Hello, boys. Morning the closing of my beloved Detroit Lions Super Bowl window. For this season, at least. Doesn't mean that you got your window is closed, but this season's going to be very tough for your Lions to make a run there. Dylan's here as well. What's up, Dylan? We appreciate you tuning in as always. Let me put the graphic up so I don't forget, like I always do. And of course, I probably deleted it, so let me put a new one in there so everyone knows what we're talking about. And boom. We're going to go right into the weekend recap, guys. First game I think we should talk about, it's going to be one of the Saturday games. It's going to be the Packers and the Bears. What an awesome freaking game this was, especially if you were on the Bears. I was, so I think it definitely was an awesome game. JD, I'm going to kick it over to you. What do you think about the Bears and the Packers game that ended 22-16 in a thrilling overtime game?
Yeah, I was also on the Bears there. That was
Nice
one.
Not the end of it, though.
That was a game. Did not really play out how I thought it would. As far as the Bears actually offense, I was expecting them to look or just to be able to move the ball a little bit better than they actually did. But yeah, when it came down to it, right there at the very end of the game, they actually got the job done. So
yeah, they sure did. And a lot of injuries in this game. We all know the story. Jordan Love went out. Malik Willis came in, had a fantastic game. Can't put any of the blame on Malik Willis. What a quality backup it is, and what a kind of treat it is to be a Packer fan to know you have Malik Willis to come in anytime you need him. He stepped up. He's definitely not the reason they lost the game. Fantasy implications. If you had Josh Jacobs, you were really pissed off after this game. He was a big nothing burger, and he had a fumble. He had, 12 carries for 36 yards, 3 yards per carry with a fumble lost, only 2 receptions for 12 yards. He was my number 1 pick in the draft, so that was very frustrating to watch. Hefe, we're going to kick it over to you. I know I could peel back the curtain a little bit. Hefe and I were at a birthday event on Saturday night. Hefe and I were in the corner of this birthday event with the game on my phone, screaming like maniacs to ourselves, watching this one play out. So, Hefe, I already know what you think of the game, but let the viewers know. What'd you think of this one?
It was a great game. I mean, my biggest play of the entire weekend, Saturday and Sunday in NFL, was the Packers' first half money line.
Yep.
Did I feel good about it when I saw Love go down with a concussion? No, I did not. But somehow we squeaked it out, boys. And that's all that matters. And then in the second half, I took the Bears live for the game. And we ended up getting both. it's hard for me to. I know you said Malik Willis didn't lose his game, and he definitely didn't. He had a fantastic touchdown pass to Romeo Dobbs in the end of the third quarter, which was the first touchdown of this game. This was a classic defensive battle. I need to know Jordan Love's status for the
Same.
rest of this year.
Yeah.
And I don't think they're going to get extra days, guys. Do they play Saturday night?
Let's see here. Let's pull up next week's
Or
schedule. They play
no, it might not be.
12:27 at 8
Oh yeah,
o'clock on
Saturday
Peacock.
night. Yep. Ravens, Packers.
Yep.
So they don't even get an extra. Huh?
What a shit game for Saturday night. They built this up like they thought this was going to be a good one, but it's going to turn out to be not as important of a game as they anticipated putting this one on Saturday night.
Yeah. So, well, I guess it's a good time to set out who is even. Are the Ravens are not eliminated? Are they?
I think they're all but eliminated, right?
I mean, with the Steelers win and the Ravens loss, it's probably pretty hard.
Let's see here. The Ravens have not been eliminated yet, but they are basically.
I was about to say it'd be one of those situations where so many crazy things would have to happen.
Right. What is the Packers? And what is the Packers situation? They are also
in the wild card. They're going to be in the wild card.
Yeah.
At least that's what it's looking like right now. So with the current standings, let me pull up the NFC here for the playoffs. And yes, the Bears are 11-4, and the Packers are 9-5-1. But remember, the Packers had that tie. So the Bears would have to lose out, and the Packers would have to win out. That's the only way that they could win the division there.
All right.
So you're looking at the Packers as a wild card team. They're currently in the final wild card spot, in the 7th spot. Behind them is the Detroit Lions. That's the only team that can catch them. So in the NFC, every team is eliminated. Well, I'll name the eliminated teams: the Minnesota Vikings, Dallas Cowboys, New York Giants, Atlanta Falcons, New Orleans Saints, Washington Commanders, Arizona Cardinals. All of those teams are officially eliminated. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are eliminated from a wild card spot, but because them and the Panthers are both fighting for the division title there, neither of them are going to be eliminated till the very end. Even though the Buccaneers do not have a chance, like I said, at the wild card spot, they could still win the division. And the Panthers both cannot win that wild card spot.
Yeah, we'll get to those two teams when we break down that game. I was just curious. So back to this Packers Bears game. I mean, the Bears are winning games that are just complete 50-50 toss-ups. They're having things happen to them that are just complete toss-ups, like recovering an onside kick, which is what they needed to do to even have a chance at this game. I'll give Caleb Williams credit, though. He stood in there. He delivered a hell of a pass to DJ Moore for that overtime touchdown. Bears Nation is as high as they should be. And I said this in text to Alpha and a few of our buddies. This Bears team is reminding me a lot of last year's Commanders team, a team that just feels like somehow they're getting wins that they shouldn't be in ways that they shouldn't be. And we'll see when it comes to the playoffs how that continues or doesn't. But I don't know. I'm getting a lot of that team where I think the Bears guys might have a little bit of a playoff run in them.
I think they will as well, but I wouldn't compare them to last year's Commanders team. I actually think they're significantly better than last year's Commanders team. When it comes to defense, when it comes to the offensive weapons that they have, I really do think last year the Commanders just was Jaden putting the entire team on his back. He really was absolutely 100%. Outstanding. But the league kind of caught up to Jaden a little bit this year, right? He hasn't looked exactly the same. He's been injured a lot as well. I'm not ready to say, this guy isn't the same guy we saw last year. He absolutely could be. But you know who he reminds me of a little bit right now is C.J. Stroud. A guy who's a quality starter in the NFL, but after C.J. Stroud's rookie campaign, they were saying he was the greatest thing since sliced bread. And then they said the same thing about Jaden Daniels. Both of those guys did definitely have a sophomore slump after that outstanding rookie year. So they definitely can get it back going. They definitely can get back to that kind of hierarchy that they were looked at after their rookie years. But both of them, to me, have been very similar in that regard. But in terms of this Bears team, they're a legitimate team. They have receiving weapons. They have 2 very strong running backs. And their defense has been playing some decent football. If Caleb Williams can limit the mistakes and play some decent football, this team definitely has a chance in. I kind of think this year is the most wide open that I've seen the NFL in since I can remember. Like, if you ask me who's the runaway team in the NFC, I don't have one. Who's the runaway team in the AFC? I don't have one. Yeah, the Patriots won again last night. But if Lamar Jackson didn't get hurt, do you think the Patriots win that game? I'm not exactly
so
sure.
Crazy.
So So for me, this year it's wide open. It really is wide open. And last week I came in here telling you that the path has never been clear for the Bills. The Bills have that open path. They could barely beat a 3-win Browns team yesterday. So if you're going to tell me to pick a runaway from either division, I just can't, or either conference, I just can't right now. I just can't. I think it's
I
wide
legitimately think any team that makes the playoffs can win every single on both sides. And I don't know the last time I've ever felt like this in football.
Yeah, no, I'm in the exact same boat. I can't remember a time. JD, do you feel the same?
Yeah, definitely so. Because like, whenever we think we have a team that we like, I mean, like let's just say as far as that's like Rams go, because we all kind of said like we're liking the Rams.
Yep.
Well, now they lost that game, and we're kind of like, oh, well, I'm not so sure now.
Exactly.
I mean,
So,
if you put a gun to my head and told me you have to pick one team,
it's gonna be Rams.
I would pick the Rams over everybody.
Yeah,
but I'm not
In,
that
like, love.
confident. Yeah. I mean, to me, I'd have to see are they playing outside, are they playing inside? Like, weather's a humongous impact. I just,
home field is a huge impact there comparatively.
Yep.
The Seahawks compared to the Rams. That's a massive difference of.
And then I feel the same way about the Bills for a weird reason. If the Bills are home, I think they could beat anybody. But I think the Bills on the road can lose to anybody.
Yep.
So you want to laugh here? I did just pull up the Super Bowl odds. So, and by the way, we are going to be talking a lot about maybe not a ton of games because let's be honest, guys, a lot of games not worth talking about from this weekend slate. I'm going through it here. There's really not. But one thing I want to talk about as well, let me pull this back up here, is the Super Bowl odds. The top three shortest odds are all NFC teams. Rams at plus 430, Seahawks at plus 600, and then Eagles at plus 850. Those are the three shortest odds. The Bills also have a plus 850, so they're tied for that third spot with the Eagles. But that's the first AFC team. After the Bills, it's the Broncos at plus 950 after yesterday. Oh, we'll get to that game. We'll get to that game because I think the whole world finally started to be like, this Broncos team can fucking win football games. Bo Nix can win fucking football games. And then we saw what they did. Don't let me go too early because I want to talk about that when we get there. But
I want to talk about that game too because let me tell you, you just mentioned a whole lot of teams, right? And to me, after this whole weekend's over, I know we still got the Niners tonight, which are obviously a big – nobody's realizing it, but the Niners have a path to be the number one seed in the NFC, which should give Shanahan the coach of the year. Just give it to him.
Do you know who has a path? You know who has the easiest path to a number one seed? And it's the Jaguars in the AFC. Out of nowhere.
You just killed my point with that. That's what I was trying to get to. To me, after you look through the whole weekend, and I was saying that I know the Niners haven't played yet, the fact that nobody's talking about the Jaguars, the offense of the Jaguars is somehow, in some way, unstoppable. I have no words to describe it.
Trevor Lawrence has not thrown an interception in I think 6 or 7 weeks. He's at 16 touchdowns and 0 turnovers. He's been
Parker Washington is looking like prime Randy Moss.
I love that guy. Absolutely. Somebody, if you like to take touchdown parlays, that's someone who's won me 2 of them this year. In like a 6-leg anytime, and he's just been fantastic. I'm a big Parker Washington guy. Let's move on to the second game we're breaking down this week, guys, which is going to be the Buffalo Bills and the Cleveland Browns. Surprisingly, the Bills narrowly escaped a 23-20 victory over the Browns. One thing I want to say, too, about Shedeur Sanders, actually, is did you see his post-game presser when they asked him, how do you feel about the team not going for 2? How do you feel, or I'm sorry, on the 4th and 2? How do you feel about punting the ball away in that situation? And Shedeur looked at the reporter and said, going to be honest here, there's no way I can answer this question and it'd be a good result. All it's going to do is divide the clubhouse. Why do you ask me these types of questions? And answered it very professionally. I was beyond impressed with how Shedeur has handled himself in the media this year in his post-game interviews and the things he said. Phenomenal answer in that spot. But back to this game. One of the big storylines here was Quinshawn Judkins. It kind of looks like he got a little bit of a not as severe as Nick Chubb, but they're saying they have to test his ankle now. They have to test all the ligaments now. They completely blew his leg out. This game really didn't showcase me much about the Bills. I wasn't impressed with them. James Cook's done what he did, 2 touchdowns, 115 yards, does what he does every week. But Hefe, you are a resident Bills aficionado. I'm not going to call you a Bills fan, but also you know the Bills better than most. What do you think about this team and what do you think of that game yesterday?
I will tell you this. The Browns have a real good defense, and That showed. The Bills have a really bad offensive line. That showed. At the end of the day, I hate when the Bills move away from just the simple game plan of just let James Cook do what James Cook does and then give Josh Allen the ball and see if he can complete a pass here and there. I think they rely too much on Allen, especially with teams that it's just so very much so obvious that their defensive line is better than the Bills' offensive line, which is going to be the case more so than not in the playoffs. On defense, the Bills are exactly what we think they are. They're mediocre, and they struggle against even mediocre offenses, and we saw that. At the end of the day, I get it. It wasn't impressive, but at the end of the day, the Bills did win that game. And I think the Bills are doing a really bad job of playing to their opponent. Bad team, they play bad. Good team, they play good. But I think, listen, the Bills are going to make the playoffs. And like I said before, they have bad matchup that I want them to avoid, like the Texans. But if they're matched up, like the Chargers too are a bad matchup for them. But if they have a good matchup in the playoffs, I think they can win. It just depends. I'm not worried about the Bills right now, even though we're going to learn a lot about them this Sunday. When the Eagles come to town.
I agree. JD, what'd you think of this Bills Browns debacle?
Yeah, this game was a lot closer than I thought. What were they favored by, man? Weren't they like over a 10-point favor?
I believe so. I had no action on this game, so I just watched it from a fan perspective and a prop perspective. I didn't have anything on it.
I was about to say, I also didn't have anything on it.
Down.
Do you mind bringing up who did the Browns play last week?
They got absolutely ass pounded by. Hold on, let me figure out how I had them. Like plus 9 at 7.5. They lost by $1 billion. Let me pull up who it was. The Bears, 31-3.
Okay, I was about to say because I was thinking that somebody last week scored a bunch of points on them.
And the Bills are minus 10, by the way. The Bills are minus 10.
Minus 10.
Thank you,
okay,
Dan. Appreciate that, Dan.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like you said, man, I didn't have anything on this game here. At the end of the day, just the Bills went in there and got that win. What I want to talk about more about this game is actually where you started at. And as far as Sanders goes, man, everybody knows the start of this season at the draft. I was not a Sanders guy, not a Sanders guy whatsoever. But the way that he is playing, and just like you said, the way that he is like answering questions, especially the answering questions part, because all of the stuff that was surrounding him before the season of all just the bullshit, like off the field stuff,
he shut it all down.
Yes, that is completely changed. So I am not feeling the same way about him now. I'm actually liking him actually more and more. So
I think the general NFL fan is as well, because you know what? The media painted a bad picture of him. Let's just be honest. Let's just call it how it is. JD, I was with you. I was one of the people that said, this guy's going to suck. No one should take him in the first round, and he ended up falling out of the first round. I was one of the people screaming. I didn't think he was going to be a good quarterback, but if we're being honest here, he's QB3, right? I think he's been the third best quarterback of the draft by far, and I think he's been I take it back, actually. Tyler Shuck's been really good, who's now the second favorite for Offensive Rookie of the Year at plus 360. So I'm going to take that back. I'll put Shador in the 4 hole after Shuck. Another guy I didn't think would be anything, but the win streak that the Saints are on, I get it. They beat the Bucs. That was a good win, but outside of that, dog shit teams. Shucks look good. He's put the ball where it needs to go. And yesterday, shout out to my guy, Monotone Football. Monotone Football had a bet, plus 2,500. The leading receiver in football yesterday was going to be Chris Olave, who it was. Shuck was putting the ball in great positions for him. Yeah, what an unbelievable bet from a friend of the program. Monotone Football, so a really good guy. Dan, I'm going to jump in this question because you're asking a Giants fan. And this is a hot topic in my group chats today. And the answer is absolutely fucking not. Absolutely fucking not. Brian Daboll, the Giants coach who they fired, was a very offensive-minded coach. He was calling the plays. Since he's been fired, Mike Kafka has been dog shit. Yesterday, the Giants ran the ball 30 times. They play action twice. The point of running it that many times is to utilize the play action to open up the pass. They didn't do that. They're just not calling good plays for him. What the Giants need to do is they need to lose to the Raiders this weekend. The Giants need to lose to the Raiders this weekend so that they can get the first draft pick. And you know what they do with that draft pick, Dan? They traded to the Jets for as many fucking picks as they can. As many fucking picks as they can. Let's get Hefe in here because he's also a Giants fan. We had a question from Dan.
What'd I miss?
Chat, Hefe. Dan is asking us, do the Giants take Mendoza and trade Dart, which is a very hot topic today in the sports world?
It's a hot topic for morons, is what it is. It's a moronic.
No, I think it makes sense. It makes sense.
No.
It's a fair question right now.
It's not. It's not a fair question. I actually saw a topic of do they draft both and make them compete in training camp?
Well, that's
ridiculous.
That's
guys, let me tell you something.
I've heard.
Unless you think that Jackson Dart is playing like Josh Rosen, that's the only time we've ever seen something like this. All right, where a team drafts quarterback in the first round, and then the next year trades that quarterback for the first overall pick. Jackson Dart is not Josh Rosen, so quiet these talks. Right, he's also not Malik Willis, who I guess in some way they did the same thing the Titans did with replacing him with Will Levis. Yeah.
Well, I guess but they didn't. Malik Willis wasn't a first round pick; he was like a third or fourth.
But he was. He definitely wasn't that late.
I think he was at a Liberty. I don't think he went high. Let me look it up. Malik Willis.
I think it was a second-round pick.
I don't think so. I mean, maybe. 86th overall, the back end of the third round.
Third round. Wow. Regardless. Anyway, I don't think there's a shot in hell that the Giants take Mendoza and trade Dart, because you want to know why? Dart has showed what he needed to show, and he's controllable for 3 more years after this. You don't need Mendoza. What you do is you trade Mendoza for the King's ransom, which is the ultimate prize in the NFL. When you have the first pick and you don't need a quarterback, you always trade out because you need to build around the young quarterback. And if the Giants do anything other than that, you're an idiot.
I agree.
I agree. Whoever the decision maker is.
But it is a hot topic right now because the issue is it's not just about the talent of Jackson Dart. Obviously, people think he has it, but it's going to be his longevity. Is he going to be able to take these shots that long? So that's why people are having this conversation. It's an interesting debate. I'm not going to lie. Watching the Giants game yesterday and seeing Jackson Dart have 0 completions in the first half did have me as an angry fan going, you know what? Give me the dozer. Give me Heisman Doza. I'm ready. But after the game, cooler heads prevailed. No, that's obviously the wrong move. It's the coaching system. It's the fact that they ran the ball 30 times yesterday without doing play action. 2 play actions on 30 carries. Just an atrocious game plan. I was going to go into the Giants game, but we kind of just broke it down. We don't really need to. 2 dog shit teams. Nobody cares. Let's go into the Chargers and the Cowboys, guys. I have one question for the two of you. Who did you bet in this game, and how the fuck were the Cowboys the favorites in this game? JD, I'm going to start with you. You are a Cowboys fan, but what did you have? And what did you think of this game, and what did you have? Good point by Dan as well, Hefe. He's the one who asked questions too.
I guess, but I would only get with that if it was like year 2-3 of that quarterback, and he's just proven to you that this is where he's at. I think any head coach is chomping at the bit to help develop Jackson Dart in his second year, because obviously the floor is there, the instruments is there, the foundation of being a franchise quarterback is there. He just needs to tweak a couple things. And number one on everybody coach's list is going to be, can somebody teach this man how to slide properly and just know when to not get that extra yard, because it's never going to be worth it.
Well, here's what I'm going to tell you. One last final quick thing. Final quick thing on this that people are talking about. Daniel Jones was drafted in 2019. People wanted him gone immediately. There were many people who wanted him gone immediately. And the next draft, the Giants passed on Justin Herbert. So that's the comparison people are saying. Do you want the Giants to make the same mistake they made in 2019? Just want to get that in there. That's another part of the hot debate. But JD, please, Cowboys, Chargers.
Yeah, man, as soon as the Eagles won, and that made the Cowboys, they were completely out of it.
Yep.
That made me want nothing to do with this game whatsoever.
That's what made me want to be on the Chargers, bro. That's literally the reason, one of the main reasons I took the Chargers in this spot.
Which makes sense. Like, actually looking back on it now, I was like, instead of just being off that game, like the Chargers side, that was definitely the like clear side there. The Cowboys, when actually they're at home, I love to play them to actually score points. And looking back on it, I think I was a little bit blinded there because just in their home games, that's just kind of all I want to play. I either play that or either I just don't play the game. So I just did not play the game. But actually looking back on it, yeah, that was really a Charger spot that I really should have been on.
Definitely agree with you there. Definitely agree with you there.
Yeah.
Hefe.
I was more. My favorite play in this game was the over. I just thought both teams were just going to score. I thought and one of our friends said it, Alpha. I actually did think this was a Cowboys play, the game that doesn't matter. Of course, they're going to come out and score. And honestly, in the first half, it looked like just that. They seemed to go back and forth. Over hit. Actually, got a little nerve wracking. I don't think anybody scored in the third quarter, and I was a little bit nervous.
3-point third and a 10-point fourth. It's only a third.
And then the fourth quarter saved us with the over. But it's just funny to me how Quentin Johnson can take 17 weeks off and then just have one just incredible game. This guy was catching everything that was thrown in. Was pretty remarkable. I also don't know where I stand on the Chargers in terms of the playoffs. They have a humongous game this Saturday against the Texans. Huge. I am really curious how these teams look because obviously we were not impressed with the Texans yesterday. They won. Congrats, but not anything crazy. And this is going to be a big litmus test for me for both of these teams this Saturday. I'm sure we'll go over that game as we get on in the week.
Yes, we will. Well, the next game we're going to be breaking down, guys, and I could speak quickly on this one. I was on the Chargers. This game went exactly how I thought it was going to be. Dallas was eliminated from playoff contention. The Chargers needed to win this game. They came in there and they played like a team that needed to win the game. The Cowboys on the other side played like a team that the night before found out they were eliminated from the NFL playoffs and had nothing to play for. That's how it played out. So the game went kind of how I anticipated it going. Hefe's right. One of our buddies posted in our high school group chat. Cowboys have to be a lock today, and Hefe can attest. I jumped in there immediately and said, I'm on the Chargers. I do not agree with that. The game played out exactly how I thought it would. Let's move on to the next game we're talking about, which to me was one of the games of the weekend, which was the Tampa Bay Bucks and the Carolina Panthers battling it out for first place in the NFC South. And guess who won this game? JD, we have to start with you because you're a Carolina boy. Your Panthers, 8-7, control their own destiny. First place in the NFC South. And Bryce Young, talk about somebody who was counted out, benched last year, took his benching like an absolute champ, got better, has come back. And I don't want to say a top 10 quarterback because I don't think he's quite there yet. I think he has potential, but he's definitely a top half quarterback in the NFL now. There's no doubt about that. The Panthers are not going to be looking for anyone else. What do you think about this Panthers team? And what did you think about that gutsy win yesterday when it was back and forth the entire game? The Bucks would get a lead. The Panthers would get a lead. The Panthers would get a lead. The Bucks would get the lead. These teams battled back and forth for the entirety, and the Panthers pulled it out 23-20.
Yeah, definitely, man. It was just a really good game. But the Panthers, when they needed to make plays, they actually made plays. And we talked about this game Friday, and I believe all of us had actually liked the Panthers.
Yep.
And it just was. It was just that spot that like we've like talked about this whole season.
For both Panthers, teams, right? We've talked about the Panthers and the Bucks being bad.
Right. But specifically the Panthers as this home dog role, like that's just where you want to play for them. You know, the actual crowd, that was actually a big crowd there. They were going nuts. That's probably the biggest crowd they've had in, years and years. Just overall, it was a good game. As far as Bryce Young, he definitely made some actually good throws. When he actually scrambled there, was that in the fourth?
The touchdown pass when he broke two sacks and got open and found. I think it was Sanders in the back of the end zone uncovered.
Yeah, that was a great play.
That was a big time play, man. That was a big time play.
Yeah, it was. And the Bucks, like we said, this was the time in the season where we were expecting the Bucks to be really good and getting wins, but it's just not happening, and they're just not playing as actually well. And they just could not get the job done. So,
yeah, here's a question for you. There was a guy on this team early in the year playing outstanding. His name is Emeka Ibuka. Has he played in the last 5 weeks? That's a little bit hyperbole, guys. I know he played. He had a catch. It was a 40-yarder. It was a big-time catch for them at the very end of the game. But this guy was being talked about as the cream of the crop of the class. People were saying he was better than Ted McMillan just a few weeks ago. They were saying he was by far the best receiver. Some were saying he was the best receiver that we've seen out of Ohio State. I mean, this guy's been it was unbelievable the first half of the year, and he's completely fallen off. If you take a look at his numbers over the last couple weeks, he's been a huge nothing burger. I know he took a shot to the ribs like 6-7 weeks ago, but I don't think that's the reason. Gonna have to get him back to full strength and really playing like he was early in the year for this Bucs team to really make a chance, but he has not impressed me there. Hefe, good question here we have from Red Hot Take. Would you rather have Bryce Young or C.J. Stroud right now? My answer is short, sweet. It's going to be C.J.
Yeah, I mean CJ Stroud. Even though I'll be honest, Panthers defense won that game for them yesterday. Great secondary that they're building over there. And most of it is drafted, especially Horn, who's turning into a star. I just think this story is yet to be written. This Panthers Bucs story. Obviously, these two teams play in the final game of the season. I need to look up who they both have this coming week, which obviously will say a lot. Bucs are at Miami and Panthers are hosting the Seahawks. So this really just sets up for winner take all final game, because I could see the Panthers losing at home and I could see the Bucs winning on the road, and then I literally think it would come down to, can the Buccaneers beat the Panthers at home, and then I believe they would win based on some tiebreaker ridiculous crap.
Yep, you're absolutely right. JD, final word to you. Who would you rather have, CJ Stroud or Bryce Young right now?
You know, this would seem like a very easy answer, but I've been sitting here thinking about this the whole entire time since I've been up. And actually, like, as far as actually Red Hot Take, you ask a lot of questions, man. But this one may actually be one of your.
I think it's your best one, yeah.
Better one, yeah. Because it actually has me thinking something. But no, as far as actually Stroud goes, I would still have to go with him. Even though, especially yesterday, I hated everything about that game.
Which game? The Texans game?
Yes. Because that was a game where, as far as the offense goes, that was definitely a good spot for them, and that offense could not do a thing. But for that whole question, though, I have to take that out of it. I have to put that to that side, though. And just as far as a whole, as far as Stroud, I do have to take him still.
Yeah, I think you do have to take Stroud. I think his intangibles, and he is he's just a better passer. He just is. Yeah. He's more talented, and I think that's the main thing here. I mean, it doesn't always play out that the more talented guy has a better NFL career, but if you're going to ask me between these two guys, Bryce Young's also a little small too. So give me CJ. All right, let's move on to the Jaguars and the Denver Broncos. Jaguars, I was on them plus 3.5. Boy, did I enjoy this fucking game. Jags won 34-20, went into Denver, took out the bad boy Broncos, who, I mean, let's be honest here. We all started to believe in this Broncos team. Granted, the number is the reason I played the Jags. 3.5, key number, not going to take the Broncos ever over that 3.5 against most teams in the NFL. But this Jaguars team came in there and kicked the shit out of the Broncos. That's the best way I can put it. The Broncos kind of gave up on the rushing attack, which I understand because they were down big trying to throw their way back in it, but they might not have the quarterback you want to be doing that with. So going over the raw numbers, this is why I don't know why Denver didn't rush the ball even more than they did. RJ Harvey had 7 carries for 50 yards. That's 7.1 yards per carry. Jaleel McLaughlin had 5 carries for 37 yards. That's 7.4 yards per carry. They were cutting him up on the ground. Bo Nix was 28 of 47, 19 incompletions. He had a touchdown and a pick. He only took 1 sack, but he had a QBR of a 31 and a quarterback rating of an 81.2. I understand why they were throwing the ball to Courtland Sutton. He had a decent day. He did have 12 targets, pulled in half of them, 6 catches, 86 yards, and a tutty. On the other side, Hefe's guy, the Parker of the Washington, 6 receptions, 145 yards, and a tutty. Parker Washington's another guy that I love because, Hefe, you know this, JD, you know this. I love guys that do it all. He's a punt returner. He's a wide receiver. And I love that combo stack in a player. I like when they could do everything for your team. Hefe, I'm going to kick it over to you. What did you think of the Parker Washington-led Jaguars going into Denver and taking out Bo Nix and the Broncos?
I mean, this Jaguars team refuses to score under 30 points a game. I think it's like 8 games in a row. I don't think it's a crazy statement to say that Trevor Lawrence is finally playing like the Trevor Lawrence I think the Jaguars were drafting.
Well, let me go over his year.
5 years ago, it has to be that he got drafted at this point.
26 passing touchdowns to only 11 interceptions. Impressive stuff.
He also, I think he rushed for one. Yeah, he did rush for one for yesterday.
Yeah.
Dude, the thing is,
let's see how many rushing he has this year. Rushing he has. They only show me his passing. I'll get back to you.
I think this is what's coming down for the Jaguars. They finally have options at wide receiver, not just
7
one,
rushing touchdowns, 7 on the year.
not just one option, but multiple options. Because Parker Washington is coming up, and rightfully so. Why is Parker Washington getting all this love? Because defenses need to focus on Brian Thomas and Jacoby Myers, right?
The newly paid Jacoby Myers.
So now, did he get paid?
Yeah, 3 years, $60 million.
Oh, good for him. I missed that.
I
When
think
did it
on
happen?
Saturday.
Oh, missed that. And thus far, Washington's getting a ton of one-on-one. Sometimes he's not even getting covered. It's unbelievable. Match that with ETN, who's still a very serviceable back, even though he did not have a great game yesterday. And you have a guy in Trevor Lawrence who's finally showing what we thought he would be. I don't think he's ever going to be that generational guy that we thought he was, but an absolute starting quarterback in the NFL. That's for dang sure. And with the Jaguars team that is being coached extremely well in offense and holding up on defense, I'm not sure what I think about them in terms of the playoffs just yet, but that was a hell of a win yesterday. Bo Nix did not have a bad day. He passed for 352, a touchdown, and only 1 interception. But that's the difference. He threw 1, Jacksonville threw 0. And I'm just very impressed. Going into Denver and doing that on that defense is really, really impressive.
I agree. And I feel everything the same way you do. I think we finally have to start taking Jacksonville seriously. If you're not, you better start, because they are one of the best teams in the AFC. There's no more denying that. JD, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, man. Past few weeks, this Jags team, they were one of those teams kind of like the Bears. We were talking about like, okay, I'm kind of buying into them here. The past few weeks, I have played the Jags in some like sort of way. Yesterday, I had no play on actually this game, and it's another one of those. Looking back on, it's like, damn it! I wish I would have. I just wish I would have stuck with what I was doing. But as far as the Broncos' defense at actually home there, and the Jags on the road, which the Jags on the road have not. I mean, they have not been their actually best there.
Correct.
So that's why I stayed off of this game. But no, that just kind of really nailed it home that the Jags are a for real team.
Yeah, this was their test, right? This was the game we found out if they were for real or if they were frauds. On the road in Denver, nobody does that to this Denver team. Nobody goes into Denver and kicks their ass, and that's what the Jaguars did. So they passed the test with flying colors. They look fantastic. You have to put respect on the Jacksonville Jaguars for the foreseeable future. All right, fellas, let's move on to another game.
And the Jags have the Colts and the Titans to end their season.
Yep.
So the Jags are in the driver's seat to win the South.
Yep.
Because their only competition is going to be the Texans, who end the season at the Colts, and this Saturday that we spoke about have a humongous game with the Chargers.
Yep. Yeah, I think they're going to do that, and they do have a path to get the number 1 seed as well. So let's see how that one does play out. Next game we're going to talk about, JD, I'm sure it's going to be a little difficult for you because you are in that city. We have the Pittsburgh Steelers who went into Detroit, and they won this game on one of the craziest final plays that I can say I've seen in a very long time. The Lions scored I think it was the final play of the game, right? Yeah, it was the final play of the game where they had a lateral from Amon-Ra St. Brown back to Jared Goff, who ran it in the end zone. However, there was an offensive pass interference called on Amon-Ra St. Brown. Granted, it was as clear as day.
Yeah, I want to get that out of the way. It was not like a ref show. It was just an OPI, an obvious OPI.
And all these people that are saying, "Oh, it was a ref show, it was a sell job by Jalen Ramsey." Yes, he probably embellished the push a little bit. At the end of the day, it was a clear and obvious OPI. Yeah. It just was. So you can't. You
make that call in the first quarter, first drive. You make that call in the last quarter, last drive. That's just how. I'm sorry. That's how it has to be.
Yep, I agree with 100% there. But JD, let's kick it over to you. Lions are essentially done, in my opinion. They needed to win this game. Everyone knows that. And the Pittsburgh Steelers under Mike Tomlin have secured yet another winning season. It doesn't matter. Every year, just pencil the Steelers in. If Mike Tomlin's their coach, I don't care who's their quarterback. Yeah. Duck Hodges, duck Rodgers, duck anything. Duck you. They're going
I
to be
think
over
it's
500.
I think it's hilarious how Steelers fans are like, we want Tomlin fired.
I know.
And then every year this happens. And I'll tell you this, and then JD, you can break the team down because I have nothing to say about the Lions. This might be finally the year where the Steelers win a game in the first round because they finally have a quarterback who just has been there a trillion times and is going to be able to treat this game like he treats week 6 of the NFL regular season. We will just have to see.
You have to talk about. You have one more thing you have to talk about.
One more thing I have to talk about the Steelers. I am very curious if DK Metcalf is going to suit up next week.
Yep.
If you didn't see the video of him, he didn't hit a fan, but he kind of swung at a fan.
Well, he attempted to hit the fan. He just missed.
I'm also it's interesting that we haven't heard anything yet. It's 12:41 Eastern, the day after. Usually we hear about these things. He was the incident happened in the first half. He came out, played in the second half, totally fine. I'm waiting. A fine is definitely coming. We'll see if it gets a suspension level, but a fine is definitely coming, which I'm sure he could afford. Just interesting stuff. But other than that, Jalen Warren had a hell of a game. That's for damn sure. And Aaron Rodgers just continues to show that if he can have any type of an offensive line, he still freaking Aaron Rodgers and can throw one of the best balls humanly possible. He had a dropped ball by, oh God, it's either Hardman or MVS. I can't remember which ex-Chief player is the wide receiver.
MVS. It was MVS.
MVS. This ball was one of the nicest balls I've ever seen in my life by Aaron Rodgers. It was perfectly put in a place where only MVS could catch it. And of course, MVS does what he's done many a time before and drop. And it wasn't an easy catch by any means. He was turning like this, trying to catch him like that. But the ball hit his hands.
You're an NFL receiver. You're an NFL
It just shows to me again, Aaron Rodgers could still make any throw if he has time. And that is scary in the playoffs.
I agree. JD, what are your thoughts about this one? What are your thoughts about DK Metcalf punching Bluey?
Yeah, as far as actually DK there, something's gonna happen, and it's probably gonna be something big.
Good thing they got rid of George Pickens, right? Because he was such an issue on the field. And then they brought in DK Metcalf, who punched the blue clown in the face.
I was about to say, just because it's a fan, you just can't do anything.
You just can't do that. You just can't do that.
You just can't. But as far as the game, guys, that was my big play. I had the Lions as an actual teaser piece. So yesterday I did lose my big play. I thought that was a perfect spot as far as for the Lions, and then as far as the Steelers, I thought that was not a good spot. And
not putting that on the screen.
Yeah, no, don't. We as soon as Gainwell made that ridiculous catch and scored the touchdown,
catch of the year,
the first
catch
half,
of the year,
I was like, okay, I just lost. I just knew it then. Like, as soon as that happened, it was just one of those things like, okay, this is not gonna win. Like, it's actually just not. But the Lions still had a chance. What was it? First and goal at the 1?
At the 2. Yeah.
Or at the 2? Yeah.
Let me tell you, I agree. JD, I was on a parlay. I only lost 2 plays in week 16 NFL. I went 9-2. I had a parlay with the Lions and the Ravens. So if you faded that parlay, you were very happy because both sides said. But I agree with you. This was such a Lions spot. I thought it was dead too. And then we got the first and goal. Let me tell you something. I was on my little couch. Like, paint the picture right over here on the couch. Had my shirt off. Had a beer in my hand. I was big chilling.
There's no way that
we get to the 2. I absolutely did. And wait, we get to the 2-yard line, first and goal. I'm no longer big chilling on the couch. I am standing direct this close from my television, zoomed in, so I can see our Detroit Lions get that final touchdown and cash that for us. We know how it played out from there.
Yep. But at the end of the day, you can't be giving up. I believe it was 2 basically 50-yard runs there. I believe those were actually both in the second half. Yeah. They were just getting gassed.
Motherfuck me, dude. I was versing Joe Warren in the fantasy semifinals.
Oh,
I had
gosh.
Genti and still lost because I was going up
Wow.
against Warren and Chase Brown.
This reminds me, if you're rooting for Hefe to make the championship game, which Hefe is up by 50 in his matchup, then you are rooting against Jawan Jennings and George Kittle tonight and rooting for Tyler Warren. I'm up 50 with Warren and facing Jennings and Kittle.
You're fine.
I
made the finals of my
league.
league.
I need it so bad.
1-1. I'm in the
I need it so bad.
I digress.
So yeah, we are rooting for the Niners to just run their entire offense through CMC tonight.
There we go. Back to JD. Sorry about that.
But the last thing I have to say about it really is as far as what Hefe brought up was as far as the Steelers. Because I was getting ready to kind of talk some shit about how they had their actually winning season, but they're just going to go out in the first round, just actually like they always do. But I do have to agree with Hefe here that this is the year where I feel like they can actually get a win. As far as the defense, everybody knows the defense is just not as good. But with actually Aaron Rodgers there, I just feel like he can win them games like actually last night's game.
So JD, they obviously only have one shot to make it to the playoffs, and that's to win the division, right? So they're going to have a home game. They're going to be the worst division winner, which means they play the top worst. Sorry, is it the worst wild card or the best wild card? Who does the best division winner win? The best division winner probably plays the best wild card team. Yes. The worst division winner plays the top wildcard team. Who's the top wildcard team in the AFC? Is it the Texans?
Yes.
That is a nightmare scenario for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah,
that
would be.
That is because what did I say? I said Aaron Rodgers, if he has time is going to win you this game. Texans are going to give him no time. That has 13-6 written all over it. Texans win.
I agree. Guys, are there any other games you want to talk about? Do you have anything to say in this Patriots game? I mean, the game would have been great if Lamar didn't get hurt. Now
I do have something to say.
On it.
Guys, Patriots are great. Please take a moment. I'm not even going to give you guys a moment. I'm just going to read it. Here are the quarterbacks Patriots have played. Tyler Huntley, Tua, who got benched. Spencer Rattler, who got benched. Bryce Young, Cam Ward. Dylan Gabriel, benched. Michael Penix. Justin Fields, benched. Jackson Dart. Joe Flacco when he was a backup. Baker Mayfield, Josh Allen, they split those two games. Next up, Brady Cook for the Jets, and another matchup with the Dolphins, this time with Quinn Ewers. I'm sorry. That's a lot of bad quarterbacks. Now, I understand. You still got to go out there. You still got to do what you got to do to win the game. And I'm not taking anything away from them. But they, in my opinion, other than their games with Buffalo, have not been battle-tested. And their last game with Buffalo left a really bad taste in my mouth. It's all about matchups for me. In this year, I think anybody can be had depending on the matchup.
I agree.
On both sides. Patriots are what? Are they going to get the one? Who's the favorite to get the one seed in the AFC
Patriots,
right now?
The Patriots.
It's the Patriots or the Jaguars, right?
Correct.
It's such a toss-up to me, guys. I have games.
The Broncos are actually favored to get it at -125. The Patriots are +150. Jaguars +800. That's the odds currently for it.
I like Drake May. I think he's going to be an amazing quarterback for years to come. I like that defense. I think offensively speaking, they can be had in the playoffs. I really do. Henderson's injury yesterday, was that a bad one? Did he come back?
It's a head injury. He didn't come back.
Didn't come back in. Now, Stevenson ended up having the game-winning touchdown and serviceable back. He's been there for forever. But I think there's something to be said about having, that dual threat in running backs. And if they lose Henderson, that's big for them.
He'll be back. It's a head injury. I don't anticipate him. He'll be back for the playoffs. And that's all that matters. You know what I mean? He's not going to be
guys,
for 5 weeks with a head injury.
I'm going to tell you something right now. The number one player that I'm looking at right now that means the most to me in terms of non-quarterback. I'm going to put that out there. Non-quarterback. That means the most to me in terms of injured right now. And I need him to be 100% for playoffs. Anyone want to take a guess?
TJ Watt.
Devontae Adams.
I thought I had a banger there, JD. I thought I know.
I need Devontae Adams back on that field 100%. If he's there, game
changer for the Rams, and they are my favorite.
Yeah.
I agree. All right, boys. Any other games for the Sunday slate, Saturday slate, Thursday slate? We already talked about, so I'm not going to give you that one. You want to talk about Texans, Raiders. Texans didn't really take them seriously.
No.
They still won the game. They did what they needed to do. Wasn't impressed there.
Texans had your typical look ahead spot, and they definitely looked ahead. And they are lucky they got out of the win, but they did what they had to do. They won that game, and now they're. Listen, this was really that last touchdown by the Raiders, that 50-yard whatever by run by Jonte. You know what I mean? That was like a late whatever score. I think that Raiders pretty much knew that they had him. This is going to be a good week. There are some games this week that are extremely important litmus tests, and for a lot of teams, including Sunday Night Football with the Niners and the Bears, is a monumentous game. Saturday, Chargers, Texans, huge game. Eagles, Bills, even though two separate conferences, big game to understand where those teams are against playoff potential. So there are some definitely good spots. I think the most important game this week is Giants, Raiders. That's a humongous game, man.
I couldn't agree more. All right, gentlemen. Are you ready to dive into a little Monday Night Football?
Yes, sir.
Let's do it.
Nick is asking for Hefe to give us a hockey play while we are not even up to best bets or into any kind of betting segment yet. The people must love the Hefe hockey picks, the ice picks. So, Hefe, you can work on that while we get this rolling here. But we're going to transition, like I said, right into a little Monday Night Football. And the game we're breaking down is the only game we have, the 49ers and the Colts. 49ers are getting 5.5. We have the Fighting Phillip Riverses going for the Indianapolis Colts. JD, I'm going to start with you. We have a total of 46.5. Niners favored by 5.5. What do you got here?
Yeah, man. These actually Colts games for me are really tough because as far as a number, trying to really make a number for these games is extremely hard.
Yep.
So as far as betting the side and as far as betting the actual total for me, it is really tough. This gut feeling to me seems like the Colts cover here. I just have a weird feeling about it. That's not what I'm going to bet. But that's just how it just seems like that kind of night. Hefe, you had some fantasy guys. I think you said you did not want to do well.
No Jennings, no Jennings, no Kittle.
That's what I'm taking. I'm taking Jennings anytime touchdown.
Let me tell you something, JD. I hope it's a fucking hailstorm where you are, okay? I hope it's big hail. I hope you don't even get to see fucking outside for the rest of the week.
After looking at this game, guys, that's the only play to me that even made any sense. I believe you can get him around the plus 150 mark. And actually with the actual target share that he's had, especially the last 5 weeks, that number to me just makes so much sense.
I definitely understand that. I'm going to be short and sweet here, guys. I do have an official pick on this game. It is going to be a 3-unit free play for me tonight. You will see it on my Twitter feed. I am on the 49ers minus the 5.5. I think I absolutely think they steam them. I think they absolutely steam them, unfortunately. I love the Phillip Rivers story. He's going up against a very difficult task tonight in the San Francisco 49ers, not just defensively for the 49ers, but offensively for the 49ers. I think they'll be able to have success against this Indianapolis defense. I'm all over the Niners in this spot. I think we see them have another big game. And if you take a look at their recent performances, they've been doing very well against most of the teams that they're playing. They beat the Titans by 13 their last game. They beat the Browns by 18 the game before that. They beat the Panthers by 11 the game before that. They beat the Cardinals by 20 or by 19 the game before that. They're winning games by big margins, and they're covering the spread quite frequently. The Colts, they had a very good performance against Seattle last week. A very good performance, but I don't think that's going to continue and translate into this week's slate. Give me the Niners all over it. They will be able to get us another 3U banger winner. Hefe, over to you.
Okay, hang on. One actually quick thing here before we get over to Hefe there. The thing that kept me off of that side, Alpha, is the fact that Phillip Rivers is when an actual defense can actually really get after him and he doesn't have time. That's obviously you do not want to see that. But that's something the 49ers don't do. Their actual pressure rate is very low. And that's going to give Rivers more time than he actually had last week. So that is literally the only reason why I'm not on him. And that's just why I was like, I have nothing to really back it up, but that's just why I had a feeling I don't know. Like it just could turn out weird.
I think Robert Sala's defense is going to have a good game plan for Rivers. I do think they're going to mix it up in pressure tonight. And we are seeing a few Colts linemen are going to be banged up tonight as well. Brashard Raymond is out with an elbow injury. Also, DeForest Buckner, I don't think is going to be able to go tonight. We're still waiting on official word. And we all know Sauce Gardner is out as well. And safety Daniel Scott. So they're missing a lot of pieces. Not like San Fran isn't missing a lot of pieces, but this Shanahan system, they're able to play with backups. We've seen that already. I think they have a big
just works. Yeah.
It just works in that system. I agree. Hefe, over to you.
I'm going to take the Niners down. I'm going to take this total up. I know you shouldn't go through the 0, but for half a point, I don't really care. I'm going to take the Niners plus half a point. I'm going to bump this total up to 52.5 and take the under. I think you're just going to see a Niners team take a lead and then rely on CMC to kill the clock the rest of the game. I think Rivers is going to have a tough time getting downfield passes. They're going to have to rely on Jonathan Taylor to get anything going. And then the Niners will have to adjust, load the box to stop Taylor, thus creating one-on-ones, which I think Phil Rivers is going to have trouble, moving the ball down the field. He's going to be forced to – they're going to literally say, Philip, throw the ball 40 yards. That's all we want to see. Just show us you can even throw it. And I don't think it'll be accurate enough. That's how I see this as a low-scoring Niners pretty much control time of possession type of game.
You going to take the bait? Your favorite line, Heavy. You're going to take the bait. Christian McCaffrey, anytime touchdown, minus 210. You figuring that into a way because he scored in 6 consecutive games.
I'll be honest.
What's his 2+? Let's take a look at his 2+. What's it going to be, plus 105?
I mean, at the current prices,
plus
you could just
310?
At his current prices, you could just take him to score a touchdown and then just take San Fran to just straight up win. And actually, that's going to get you a good price.
I have.
I'm gonna. It'll be a good parlay.
A 2x2 parlay for tonight. It is going to be the juiciest one I've ever said on the show. You guys know I like to do $10 to win 1,000.
Let me guess. JT CMC minus 105.
Plus 1025, $25 pays you $256 profit. I will be on that. I will tell you right now. I will be on that. Anyone else on this game? Has everyone spoken on this game? I'm not even going to pretend like I know who's spoken on this game.
Yeah, I will say one thing though. In terms of Colts, and I please don't jump on me. I know he's on my fantasy team, but Tyler Warren's going to be the quick out for Rivers.
Yes, it's going to be a big Tyler Warren game.
No, it's not. I can just see his receptions overhitting. Phil Rivers has to get the ball out quick, I think, and that's it. Alec Pierce downfield is also. I could see. I'm wondering what the longest reception catch for Pierce is. I wouldn't mind dabbling in that in terms of props.
Longest reception for Pierce, 13.5. Oh, boy. Let me tell you something.
Wow.
Warren, 15.5. Pittman, 15.5. Downs, 14.5. Pierce, 13.5. Jonathan Taylor, 11.5. Wouldn't mind his over, and that's it. The longest reception for every Colt, the highest is 15.5 because they know old man
so
River.
Low.
Because they know he's not going to sit back there flinging it down the field. They're going to try and do quick passing schemes. We know what they have to do. This guy's 72 years old. He can't drop back there for an hour. Let him take a beating and throw it all the way down the field.
But even with those, I mean, like if you just get one actually good block, for actually that, gosh,
that's so funny.
Those numbers are low.
Merrill Kelly got a 2-year deal from the Rangers. 2 years, $40 million, right? Listen to this. They are giving him and his family 4 premium tickets to each home game that the player is scheduled to start. Remember how Soto just got a designated fucking box suite for his whole family in Queens? Yeah. Well, Merrill Kelly gets 4 tickets per game he starts. So that's 20 games a year. No, 10 games a year because half you got to anticipate on the road. He gets hurt. So less than that. So thank you for the 4 premium tickets per game. What does that even mean, the premium tickets? You're allowed. You're sitting in the lower. Each game you'll have a lower bowl seat with the fans. That's just a wild stipulation. But, yes, that is the Merrill Kelly deal. All right, boys. You guys want to do a group collab parlay?
No.
Oh, that's right. Hefe has to go. I just saw that. All right. Well, that's going to do it. JD. We have to do best bets. I think you get out of here. Well, we only did 1 game, so whatever. I'm going to roll it quickly. Best bets for today, Monday, December 22nd. I will go first. San Francisco 49ers, minus 5.5. That's my best bet. Hefe, up to you.
Teaser. Niners Colts under 52.5, and Niners basically money line. Hockey play for you, Nick. Ducks Kraken averaging 2 goals a game. Ducks averaging 3 goals a game, but the under over is at 6.5. The fuck? Give me the
First
under.
First of all, under over. The under over.
I said what I said, and I'm going to change the way that we do this.
Over.
In 26, we're not doing over under. We're doing an under over. That's right. We're starting a trend here, people. Also, last thing I want to say, because I got to run. Carl. Jesus Christ. What the hell was that yesterday? What? 2 points? 2 points. You're so lucky that Brunson had his best game of the year, dropped 47. We haven't even spent a minute on that. You are my king. Carl, you better wish for Christmas that you get better at this game of basketball. Or else my Christmas wish is going to be that your relationship ends because I need that dog in you.
JD, this relationship we hope does not end. Over to you.
Yeah. Can you do me a favor and bring up the college basketball slate?
You got to be fucking kidding me.
There's no way.
There's just no way. There's not possible.
Okay, I'm looking at it now. What can I help you with?
Okay.
Let me guess. Abilene Christian versus the North Star Warriors.
East Carolina versus UNC is taking East Carolina on the money line.
No, man, East Carolina sucks so bad.
They sure do.
I believe it's a 5:00 game. It is actually Portland. And guys, it's been a long day. Like I said, I have not slept. 13-hour drive. Who is Portland playing? Is it UC?
UC Santa Barbara.
Okay, UCSB. I just wanted to make sure I had that right. What is that total at now?
I don't know. We gotta go to like Costa Rica.
140, 149.5.
Okay, over.
Okay, that's your best bet of the day.
Yep. No, there's no best bet of the day.
All right, guys.
The Trailblazers and the Santa Barbars.
Yep.
No.
What do you think? Are they the Gauchos? Are they the Gauchos? Who knows?
Yeah.
Let me see.
Yeah. I can't follow anything up when JD drops a gem like that.
They are the Gauchos. Hold on. Oh, Hefe, big news. Your alma mater is in a college basketball game right now in St. Petersburg.
That's amazing.
New Jersey.
That's amazing. Great. You're
down 60-30. Have a good day. We're going to end the show. JD needs to sleep. Hefe's got to go give someone an anal exam. What do they call that? Prostate exam? That's what you got to do. I'm going to go get my prostate examined by Hefe. All right, boys. It's been a great show.
Did he just freeze?
I think so.
Amazing freeze. Don't say another word. Last thing you said was prostate exam by Hefe. Now nobody can hear you, and everything is just hilarious. Amazing.
Yeah, nobody can hear you.
Nobody can hear you. Everything's amazing.
Everybody.
Your last word. I just want everybody to know that Alpha's last words today were prostate exam by Hefe, and that's what we're ending today's show on. We'll see y'all tomorrow.
Yep. Let's fucking win.
Carl.